What up?
What's up, family? It's Christy with the Box Truck Couple. Listen, a lot of people have been reaching out to me concerned about grabbing these crazy loads off the load board. And listen, we want to help. So in today's video, we are going to pull up the load board, take a look at a few loads real time. Maybe I can get a broker on the phone and fake a call to show you how I do it. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the mistakes that drivers make on the load board. So if this interests you, make sure you get pen and paper and get ready. Also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're the first to know when we upload a video. Let's get into it. Okay, so I got my DAT load board pulled up. And I'm going to start from how I search just to be sure. Now, this might be elementary to most people that are watching this video. But for those of you that have not used the DAT or any other load board before, we will go through really quickly how I search. So let's say I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I always search out 150 miles of deadhead, and that's what the second section is. The first section is your origin, where you are. The next section is deadhead to that origin. You can put 50 miles, 100 miles, 150. I just like to see what's available in the surrounding areas. So I'm always going to do 150. Now, destination is only if you need to get to a specific area. So if you have to get to Chicago, then you would put Chicago here, Chicago, Illinois, and then how many miles you would like to be within it. So if you have to get to that area, of course, you're going to want to reduce the amount of deadhead. But that's only if you have to get to a specific area. We're just wanting to see what's on the load board. So we're going to leave that blank. Now you can either search general and look for your specific type of truck, or you can search specific. I always use specific because general will only allow me to search for vans, standard, right? Specific, I can search for a specific type of vehicle. Now, me personally, I always choose straight box truck, van, that's going to be the 53 footers, van with a lift gate, van with a blanket wrap because I have blankets that I can use to wrap furniture, and van with hot shot. That's what I use. All right. Length, I always leave blank. I like to see all my options. Our truck can carry right around 9,100 pounds, but I'm never going to stretch it to the limit. So I like to search for about 85. What you do is up to you, but I'm telling you, if you get a load for 10,000 pounds and your truck can only carry 10,000 pounds and they put one extra piece because they forgot to put it on to send it the last time, it's going to take you over in weight. So I always like to go under in case somebody's not being truthful about how much that shipment weighs. Now, for whether this is a full or partial, I always choose both. It does give you the option. I always look back 24 hours. That doesn't matter to me. Today's the 16th. And I'm going to stretch this out to next week. I want to see everything that's available. I'm just nosy like that. Now you want to hit search. And all of the items here will appear from this area. So one of the things that I feel that drivers are really not completely familiar with is what each of these lines actually mean. And I say that because I just recently were made aware of one of my mentees is able to search on the DAT load board, but they don't have this top option here, this top line right here. So let's go across and show you what everything means really quickly. Again, this is elementary for some, but I hope it'll help those that don't know it. Age, that's how long the load has been on the board. Pickup, that's the date the item needs to be picked up, or the merchandise needs to be picked up. Origin, where it's picking up from. If you put in your search Atlanta, then DHO is going to be how much the deadhead is from Atlanta to this pickup location. Okay, so origin is always where it's picking up from. Deadhead is always going to be from where you stated you are to where you pick up from, state to state, not address to address. So it could be 38 miles, it could be 48 miles, depending on where you are in the city that you're in. Destination is where it's going. Trip, this is how many miles from McDonough, Georgia to Eustis, Florida, okay, or from your origin to destination. EQ is equipment. Length is how long. Now it really is supposed to be the length of the merchandise, but it's not always accurate. If the weight fits my truck and I don't see anything under a box truck, please believe I'm going to call this van low, because it's only 5,000 pounds, and I'm going to say, hey, I got a 26-foot box truck, will it fit? Just because the weight does. So don't let that deter you if it says 53 feet, because they may mean we want to put it on a 53 footer. Doesn't mean it won't fit on your truck. They'll let you know, hey, it's too big, too long, can't be double stacked, it won't go on a 26 foot. They'll let you know. F&P is full or partial. Factor is if they factor or not. So if there's a check mark, they factor. If it's a dash, they don't. CS is their credit score. So this company factors. Their credit score is 95, and DTP is days to pay. It normally takes about 24 days for them to pay. This is what your factoring company is looking at to be sure that they can factor this load for you. Because if this company does not factor like this customer, or if they have a check but their score is 60, your factoring company is not going to take them. That's a D or F. Company, this is the broker. This is the broker's name here. RT Logistics Incorporated is the broker. Their contact information is going to be right here. And whatever they're offering for the load is going to be here. Or it could be blank like this one. Doesn't matter. Neither one of these actually matter. Whether there's an offer here or not, it really doesn't matter. Don't let that, and this is mistake number 2. People will look at the load and say, man, $1,350, that's not enough. I'm not calling. Yes, you are, because that number has nothing to do with you. Okay, who cares if they're only offering $1,350 and you want $1,500? That's what you're going to tell them when you call. We've got to learn how to negotiate. So very good. Also, I just want to show you, if you have it highlighted. Now, don't click too hard, because if you click hard, it's going to take you somewhere you don't want to be. Or if you click and you click in an area that's blue, it's going to take you somewhere that you don't want to be. See how I did that? And it took me to their Landstar page because I clicked on Landstar. So I always find a blank area and just click. And when you click, especially if you're on a desktop, wherever you click, their information is going to be here on the side as well. Might be a little easier view. This is the number to contact them, their credit score, days to pay, the pickup date. It's a full load for a van, 53 footer, 8,041 pounds. It says 53 foot dry van only, trailer with metal roof required, pickup 221. Deliver at 1,800, delivers 222 at 1,900, and this is the reference number. So when you call, you'll give them the reference number. Okay, so that's a brief overview of how you look at the board. Now we're gonna find a box truck load. And we are going to see now global trans. Let's take a look. This is going from Birmingham, Alabama to Theodore, Alabama. You're always going to need a calculator. You can use the one on your computer or your cell phone. You're always going to need a calculator whenever you're talking to these people. Now, They're offering $275. Again, that has nothing to do with me. Matter of fact, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's call this driver. Let's call this carrier and see if we can negotiate. If we can't, no worries. We're just going to hang up and go to the next one.
Thank you for calling LandCal, a global trans agent. Your call will be recorded for training purposes. The next representative will be with you shortly. Thank you.
So they're offering $275. They're offering $1.02 a mile. Nothing. I understand it's a partial.
Hi, this is David from Global Trans. How may I help you?
Hey, David. This is Christy from Meant to Be Trucking. How are you?
I'm doing good, ma'am. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Listen, I'm looking at that load, Birmingham to Theodore, Alabama.
Sure. Let me check. Give me 1 moment. Okay. For tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes. Just give me 1 moment. Okay. May I get your MC number?
MC number is 126.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I got that right.
Did-
Okay. Looks like you're not in our systems, ma'am. Are you set up with Global Trans by any chance?
I thought I had run Global Trans before. You got me right. Meant to Be Trucking.
Okay. If that's the case, ma'am, can you give me your DOT number? Yeah, you're not set up with us yet, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
It won't take me long to do that. That load from Birmingham to Theodore, Alabama, you said it picks up tomorrow. It delivers straight through?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the commodity?
Looks like it's tape.
Tape.
It's one pallet. Yes. One pallet of tape weighing out 1,000 pounds.
Okay. Well, I got a driver in Birmingham that can pick it up and deliver it. I'm looking at your offer for $275 though. That's only $1.02 a mile. Can we go $2 a mile and pay us $5.50?
$5.50? No, I can't. Let me just check. Since it's picking up tomorrow, best I could do is around $3.75.
$3.75? Going 268 miles? Yeah, that's not even gas money. That's only $1.39 a mile. Thank you anyway.
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem, man. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so you see how I did that? Like, it's only one pallet. It's only 1,000 pounds. I get why he's doing that, right? But it's $1.02 a mile. Now, if I was serious about that load and I was already picking up in Birmingham and I had room for that one pallet and I'm going in that direction, then I would have took the $3.75 because that would have covered the gas for the whole trip. But if I'm getting started for the day, I'm not going to pick up that load. You don't have to take a load for less than what you're worth. Now, I realize that a lot of new carriers are struggling with getting loads because they don't know who will book them with such a new authority. Global Trans is one. Global Trans is a carrier that will book with a new authority. However, you have to remember that they know you're a new authority, so they're going to try you. It's okay to say no. I say no all the time. I'm not just saying no because I really wasn't serious about that load. I would not have taken $1.39 for that load. Okay, let's go back to the load board. Okay, so I was going to call this Total Quality Logistics just to show you how I deal with them. But honestly, I'm glad that they've canceled because I don't deal with TQL. TQL doesn't pay any money. And I think a lot of people call or deal with TQL because it's easy to get a load from them. But that's why it's easy to get a load from them, because they just don't pay. I don't like dealing with them. I refuse to deal with TQL. Another reason that I don't deal with TQL is because I know they're double brokering. And that's the reason that they don't pay as much, is because they're trying to get a piece of the pie. TQL will see other loads on the board and they will post those loads on the board and pay you less because they are double brokering. And it's sad, but there are a lot of carriers that are double brokering as well. Let's take a look at this one. These partials are good if you are a partial person. I'm not a partial person, so I'm not even going to try to show you how to negotiate with them. I'm just not a partial person. Here's one from Bulk Container Group. I've never dealt with them either, but we'll give them a call and see what they say.
This is Luke.
Hey Luke, this is Christy with Meant to Be Trucking. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I'm calling regarding Anderson, South Carolina to Dayton, Florida. That load.
Daytona Beach on Monday?
Yes.
Yeah. You got a 26-footer with a lift gate?
I do have a 26 with a tuck under lift gate.
Beautiful. So what we got here, it is 12 skids of Ryobi tools is what we have. That picks up Monday morning, 8 o'clock, delivers Tuesday morning, 7 o'clock, and that is a lift gate delivery. No inside delivery. We just have to get the skids from the truck to the ground. When they're on the ground, we're finished.
Okay, very good. So
got to have that on MacroPoint as well.
And that's the tracking, right?
Yeah, correct. That's correct. Yeah.
And they'll have a lift gate there to unload.
No, we got to have a lift gate on the box truck.
I'm sorry. They'll have a forklift there to unload, or is my driver unloading?
There's no dock at that location, so when we put them on the ground, the folks at the store get pallet jacks and they pull them inside.
What I'm asking is, does my driver put them on the ground, or who puts them on the ground?
Yeah, the driver puts them on the ground, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, that's only going 436 miles, so I think it's doable to get there Tuesday morning. I'm looking at the rate, though. I need you to work with me on the rate. $7.75. That's not even $2 a mile. Can you?
Nothing's paying $2 a mile right now. I mean, you know the market as well as I do.
Yeah, some people are. Can you do $9.50? I mean, he does have to unload.
No, I couldn't touch that. I mean, I could do 8 tops. I mean, I cover it for between $750 and $800 every week.
Let's see, 476. Yeah, that's only $1.83 a mile. Thank you anyway.
No problem. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so $1.83 a mile. He said, yeah, nobody's paying $2 a mile right now. It's sad, but it's true. $1.83 for a new driver. $800 to go 436 miles. It's 5,500 pounds. In all honesty, I personally wouldn't have taken that load. I realize that I'm a seasoned driver, and I do have relationships with brokers that are paying me more than $2 a mile. But honestly, $1.83 a mile is not really bad. But I think for $900, I would have moved it. So that's a decision that the driver would really have to make. How easy is that load to deliver? Can I find something in that area? I wouldn't have taken it unless it was really paying well, because Daytona Beach, Florida, we all know, is not the easiest to get out of. So, yeah, that was tough. I didn't do a whole lot. Okay, so there you have it, you guys. I know that was really brief, me going over the load board. I just wanted to show you some tips and tricks on what I do when I am calling on a load. I am straight to the point, you guys. I talk to them as if I know what I'm talking about because I've learned the lingo. So it's real important to learn the lingo. It's real important to speak as if it's about business. So you cannot not know what you're talking about. And even if you're not quite sure, you have to sound as if you know exactly what you're talking about. I was really clear on getting an understanding of who was going to be loading or who was going to be unloading these pallets because he kind of flew past it twice, right? So I made sure that he answered my questions, right? He was like, there's no dock, and once it gets on the ground, and I'm like, so to be clear, the driver is going to use the lift gate to unload. And he finally confirmed that, yes, the driver will get him to the ground, and then his crew would pick him up. So see, that's another thing that I can negotiate for. You're only paying $77.75. That's a dollar. What was it? $1.36 a mile? I don't remember. But when he brought it to 8,800, it was still only, it was like $1.46 or something. It still only brought us to $1.83 a mile. And you're having the driver unload the merchandise. So no, that you've got to work with me on that. And he knew I knew what I was talking about. And I feel as though if that load had been sitting there longer, like if that load had been sitting there for some hours, he would have worked with me on negotiating for that rate because he knew that I knew what I was talking about. You have my driver unloading, so you should be paying him a fee for unloading himself. And what do you mean? Oh, nobody's paying that. See, that's the mindset of these brokers that are putting these loads out. They see so many people taking these loads for nothing, so they're not willing to really pay what they're worth. There is money in that load. They have the money to pay for that load, but the less they pay me, the more they get for themselves, if that makes sense. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that somebody was able to gain some encouragement on how to make calls, and also stop going past a load because you feel like it's not paying enough. What's on that DAT board, what's on that truck stop board, what's on that 1, 2, 3 board has nothing to do with you. Negotiate for what you're worth, and don't be afraid to say, I don't want it, I'm moving to the next one. Okay, hope that was helpful. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah. We took some L's but still prevailed, I'm blessed, I ain't stressed. A lot of signs you gotta peep on this road to success. Got heavy eyes cause I don't sleep, I'm on the road to that check. Got blood in my flesh, run it up to invest. I cut some people off, we had to level up, ain't letting up. Boxtruck couple, they can't mess with us.